Hey everybody. So I think what we saw yesterday with DeepSeek is pretty crazy, right? But we got to talk about it. So what's really sticks out here is the fact that they were able to supply something that's equivalent to ChatGPT, by AI with NVIDIA's less expensive chips, and they're not even using Blackwell. That puts everything into question. So I want to look at some charts and see what's going on here and show you some day trades and some long-term trades. And I think this might be the first signal that this market could be done. All right, so let's dive into this and take a look at what we're seeing here, and we'll take it from there. All right, so the first thing I want to show you is I kind of had to give you a clean chart from bar charts. This is a weekly graph on the video, okay? And you see the black lines are pretty much the last trend lines that we have. And you could see here on a weekly basis, we kind of broke that. And this is serious for the biggest market cap company to fall something like 17%. Something's going on here. It could be the start of something. I also see that we kind of hit this trend line, upward sloping trend line. It's kind of a tunnel that we're going through, and this was it, and we broke it. I thought that we were going to stop at 115. I'll show you why we stopped at 117. It was kind of based on some Fibonacci numbers. We didn't stop at 115. We stopped at 117. You got to take this into serious. Right now, the video is trading around 124. I believe they're going to come back up and they're going to hit this resistance, this line at like 129, 128.50. And then we'll see how this plays out. But this is some serious stuff. And why am I showing you this? I'm going to show you why I'm showing you this. Because on the on the SPX, on the S&P, we're approaching what's called a Elliott wave 5. Take a look at this. We have a tunnel. You see we're in this tunnel right here. This was the first trendline tunnel. This was the second one. And we kind of hit that the other day. We hit our support 57.80, according to the fib numbers, and then we popped back up. Now, I was expecting for us to go all the way up to the fifth wave. Here is number three, wave three, sorry, wave four, because this was wave three, the end of wave three, the end of wave four. And now we're entering wave five. We're in the middle of wave five. And I was kind of thinking that we're going to hit this Fibonacci line at around 6170 or 6250 to 6350. I can't tell you exactly where it's going to be, but it's kind of what I was looking for. But what came in yesterday came in as a serious surprise. We also kind of like hit this top the other day where we had it 6100, kind of closed even above it, I remember, and then everything fell apart. So I'm keeping one eye open. This could be the end of this, rally. You got to think that it could happen. Biggest company is falling apart. You got to take that into consideration. All right, let's take a look at the markets and see what happened here, which is kind of interesting. So we're gonna start with we'll start in the video. Okay, we'll start in the video. I want to show you what happened here. So if you're looking at NVIDIA, the stock was trading pre-market. So pre-market, it came down to this support area, which was around oh, sorry, I got the wrong graph up. I was like, well, where is that? We came up to 123 level pre-market. See that? And we supported it, and NASDAQ and SPY found some support. They went up, and then they couldn't really go past 128, which was surprising, right? I thought up until now, every time the market comes in, everybody comes in, hedge funds, traders, and buys the dips, and they go back up, right? The mentality of the broker changed to the personal wealth management, which he's got money on the sideline that he's waiting to put his money to work. This was another great entry point for these people to throw in their money, but they didn't really do that. They didn't jump into the video like you thought they would. And then the video went back down to the 123 area, didn't hold that support, and boom, fell all the way down to the 117, which was a Fibonacci retracement number exactly. And then they rallied to 121, came back down, faked everybody out there going lower. They didn't really do that. and they went back up. I just watched NVIDIA as an indicator to tell me what was going on. The only trade I took was this 117 area because stock was down like 17%. I was like, I gotta give this a chance. I didn't really, get much out of it. It kind of went to the resistance. I was like, okay, I'm out, and then it came back down. I was like, okay, am I entering? And then they kind of just like boom, broke it right away. I was like, I'm just gonna watch and let this play out. Show me as an indicator what's going on with everything else. And I'll jump through for you guys through some of these stocks and the SPY and how I was able to identify what's going on here. Now, what's working for me have been industrials, XLI, XLV. That's what's been working for me. Um, so I've been doing that, but I have to play these names when things happen. And if you're looking at the SPY, they kind of found this support at a 61% retracement, almost pre-market. Same thing happened. The Dow didn't really want to fall much, which was interesting. And the Q also, they didn't really tell me like they did in August 5th in the yen carry trade. This is the entry point, enter. It didn't really tell me that, but what they did was they gave me a little bit of a long wick, which was really interesting. And then they started just climbing, 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 climbing. And they found this support during the day right here, which was really cool, which was, I think, last week's like low or close or whatever it was. You see my yellow line is there. Um, and I got a lot of noise in my charts, forgive me for that. But I got an indication that we are holding in the market itself. So I went to these stocks, tried to trade them, and let me show you what I did. I did see when I was trading, at Oracle, Amazon, all these stocks that we were trading. So we'll skip over to another screen. There we are. So, I got this, I'm just looking at all the Max 7s and I add usually the stocks that are really hot. So I got like Oracle, I got Broadcom here. So let's start with Oracle because Oracle went up the most on Stargate, right? With Trump announcing the 500 billion. So Oracle pre-market came up to this support around 165. I thought it was going to support the 167, but it kind of faked everybody out for like $2. Really hard trade. I really thought I was going to lose my pants on this one. And they popped and I got out, went to the next resistance. I was like, I'm done. And then I didn't do it on the open. They did the same thing. I should have technically shorted, but I was worried that the market, everyone's going to buy in. So I sat it out and they came back down. And then if you're noticing green, red, right? But suddenly we got a red. And then we had our first pop up. And then when that broke, I kind of entered the trade. And then they continued going back down all the way to some fib numbers. And here I flipped the trade and went back up till the end of the day. I didn't take this home, even though I should have, but the risk was too high because none of the analysts were able to explain how this is going to play out. And that was the biggest thing for me. None of them were able to say, okay, they were using old chips. It doesn't mean that the AI build out is not going to continue and so on. And for NVIDIA to fall so much and not for it to pop up right away was also a big question mark for me. Same thing happened with AVGO, another stock I believe is, they got something going on. They're going to be able to make money. They got custom made chips. So here we are. We supported in the pre-market, which was a great trade for me. But then on the open, look at that, didn't even reach. So it was like kind of like leading me on that they didn't even want to come back to the last support that shows a low. But then they held the resistance. I didn't enter a trade, but then I saw what's happening in Oracle. I saw what's happening in CEG was falling, VST and GV, and every single one of these stocks was down so much, and MU and Marvel, and none of them were able to rally. And VRT also, they weren't even getting to their support zones. And when they weren't even holding them. So there was no trade, but this was a trade for me here. On the flip side, right around here, this was a trade, entered it and exited. So how is this going to play out? What am I looking for? I'm going to be looking on NVIDIA at the 129 level, and I believe the market could still play out this fifth leg. The market, you know, everyone's greedy. And this market could use this as a opportunity to go. Plus, the VIX was up 20%. I think there is probability of, I heard about 80 something plus percentage points that the next 2 days are going to be up in the market when the VIX is up like 20%, unless you open up with another gap down the next day. So the market is showing some strength. We're going to have to be careful and see how that plays out. All right, but I am keeping an eye open for this bear market to maybe start and to maybe look at some becoming a bear. I might just flip my whole scenario and because this could have been the first indication besides the fact of the LA waves that I was showing you for the biggest market cap company to come in like this. I I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day. צהריים טובים, שלום, מדבר. כן, איפה? כן, חולון רלוונטי, אני גר במודיעין. למנהל צוות איזה חברה? איזה סוג של חברה? כן, יש לי דווקא ניסיון בתחום. יש לי דווקא ניסיון בתחום הזה. לא, ספציפי בתחום הרפואה, כי עשיתי כמה דברים בשביל קופת חולים לאומית פעם. אז ספציפי בתחום הזה גם כן, כן, אז זה יכול לי אולי להתאים באמת. אוקיי, אני איתך.